Hey everyone, this is Martin, and we're on the series Hands-On Homestead House Build, where we're building a house down here on our homestead property. And today we are connecting the main primary power cables from the utility shed to the house into the basement. And when I say utility shed, I'm not talking about like utility shed, I'm talking about a utility shed. And the reason I say that is because that's where the main utilities all originate, is in this little shed here, and that's where our battery bank is for the solar equipment and the inverter, and it's where everything happens from an electricity point of view. So we're bringing that down into the house, down into the basement. And as you can see, I've already dug a ditch that goes down there, and that's where we're connecting it up. And I want to make one little note here before we get started on that, and that is, you saw me digging this short little trench with the backhoe when we got started here. And I got to tell you that a tractor with a lot of different attachments, including the backhoe attachment, at least for us, has been the MVP of our property down here, the most valuable piece of equipment. And without it, we wouldn't have been able to do any of this stuff that we've been doing down here. And I don't get any royalties, I don't get any commissions or anything like that from Kubota. And a lot of companies will do this, but when we bought this, we bought it new because it was one of those things where a used one was going to cost about as much as a new one anyway. And the company was offering, and a lot of companies do this, they were offering a zero down, 0% interest for really, I think it was up to 8 years if you wanted it. So yeah, you are making payments on it if you do that, and we're making payments on it, but they're zero down and zero interest. So it wasn't much different than paying cash. So that enabled us to do all of these things down here that we really wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. Yeah, so I'm bringing 2 power cables from the utility area down into the basement. And part of that is, and I have to explain this a lot to people so that you understand it, this one here is going to be strictly off of the batteries and powered by solar. That's our primary power source right here. It's going to power probably 80% of the house. This one over here is going to another electrical box on the other side, and it is a dedicated grid hookup, which is a little different. But we had an experience early on in our cabin homestead experience down here where we had the inverter that we were using at the time failed, and it took us about 3 months to get all of that settled so that we had a new one in here. And during that time, we had lost all of our solar power for our cabin over here. So rather than rely on only an inverter, I did bring in a grid power circuit as well. And so that's why the 2 of them. There's nothing complicated about what we're doing today. All I'm doing is running cable through the conduit between the 2 buildings here. And so you will kind of look at that a little bit. But the main thing that I guess I want to emphasize today is that, you know, the process of building a house is a long, complicated process, not because the individual pieces of it are difficult or hard or complicated, but it's just there's so many of them. And this is just one of those steps in the process of building a house. And the biggest challenge more than anything else is getting everything in the right sequence, which down here, if you look over here at the basement walls, we've got those done, and we're going to backfill all of the holes and do reinforcement down inside of them for our storm shelter here. And but before we can really do that, we have to be able to walk up to the wall and pour the concrete down in. And so we really needed a backfill so that we could do that. And we couldn't really backfill until we had the electrical connections. This wouldn't necessarily be the moment that you would connect all of the electrical stuff, but I want to be able to drive the tractor in here over top of it and backfill down in this area down over here where we don't have to shovel so much. And so it just means we got to get the wiring in there so I can cover all of that up and drive over top of it. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing today. And so follow along, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we're going to go ahead and connect some of this wire up. Pulling cables through conduit. I've learned this the hard way. I've put all the conduit together and then tried to shove the cables down through, or even pull it down with a piece of string or rope, and that's just really, really complicated. It's difficult is what it is. So what I do anymore is I'll run all of the cables through the individual pieces of conduit and string them all together before I glue them up. That way I'm not fighting trying to pull a piece of stiff cable through a big long piece of conduit. So that's all I'm going to do right now, is just pull some of this pipe over top of the wiring. All right, so when we're gluing this stuff together, I mean, we've done it 100 times. You have to take a cleaner and clean the joints where you're going to be putting them together. And in this case, the inside of that, the bell part of this, and then the outside. I'm going to get it without spilling all my cleaner and primer. Running the wire through this ahead of time makes it so much easier. Oop. You wonder why, if you see blue stuff on my pants, it's this stuff here. So after I measured up to the utility building and up the side of the wall, through the wall, I need about 8 feet from the ground to go up to where I'm making the connection in with the mains coming out of the inverter. So I'm going to cut it just a little long. Better to have it cut too long than have to go back to the electrical company to get more. There we go. Okay. This is mainly just so the cables don't separate themselves and flop all over the place while I'm working with them. Okay. All right, now we're doing the second line. So these are the two pieces that we'll have to string on next to take us on into the basement. Spider webs. What, only one screw in here? Doggone it. Why did I do that to me? All right, I have got this section done. Both pipes are in now. And I think what I'm going to do next is bring in some dirt and backfill right across that corner there, and then bring in some clean rock to put in down here to kind of cover up these pipes and give them some support so I can backfill the rest of it. All right, well, we got this part of it done and buried. So we've got the clean rock in there. I need to push this around the corner just a little bit, and then we'll kind of fill this down in here. And I think I'm going to wait until next week to connect all of this up to the utility building there. There's a rainstorm coming in, and I don't much feel like working out in the rain. So anyway, if you find any value in the episodes here, click the subscribe and the notification bell, and we'll see you next week. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like and a share, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. See you next time.